Everyone, Dr. Zleek here. Today we're looking at Valley of Despair, the second extreme track in the Big Sands DLC. And so let's get started, shall we? You can use the Banshee or the Phoenix on this track. Personally, I recommend using the Phoenix. I think my original Platinum was with a Banshee, and then when I bested my time, I used the Phoenix. So like I said, it's really up to you. So for this first obstacle, we're going to start by leaning forward, and then once we get near the bottom of this log, we'll lean back to kick up our front wheel. And then what we should be able to do from there is lean forward near the top of this jump and just do that. And so what this does is just the momentum will, once we get to this top here, you can either tap your brake or just let your bike pivot naturally. And you're going to want to get that back tire down, and then just gas and do a bunny hop to this next checkpoint. From here, it's basically just a basic bunny hop, and we just land just right there on the checkpoint. And this is probably one of the most frustrating jumps in this track, is you need to be able to kind of get up here and pivot and get that back wheel to have some traction, and then hop up to this next checkpoint. So there's a few ways to do this. There's a way that I just kind of did where you land on your front wheel and then do the ninja trick and land on your back wheel and then do a bunny hop like that. The other way is to just kind of try to get as much air and momentum as possible and just land immediately on your back tire and just try to hop onto this next section. And personally, my favorite way is to do the little ninja trick. So basically, you just start by leaning forward, you lean back. Once you're on the kind of, there's 3 sections of this ramp. There's this first section, which my back wheel is on right now. The second section, my back wheel is currently on. And then the third section, which is the steepest section right there. And so, from that point, you just want to start off by leaning forward. Once you get up here, you lean back. So once you're on the second section with your back wheel, you lean back, just get that front wheel up. And then once you're getting near the wooden area, you want to lean forward again. And just try to get up here, and that'll allow you to get on that back wheel. And so, you can either do like this, and like right now I keep getting it to where my back tire is actually landing, and you can just do one lean back and then bunny hop. And as I always say, when you land under one wheel, make sure to land and then gas. Don't do both at the same time, otherwise your bike will spin out. And just try to get your head over that checkpoint. For the ninja, if you just kind of hit that back wheel on that wooden plank, you basically want to lock your brakes and lean forward until your center of gravity is pretty high. And then you want to let go of your brakes and lean back, and then I'll let your back wheel come down. And then you just want to, again, land and then gas on that back wheel to the next point. And so the easiest way to get that just the back tire down is you just lean back the whole time and then forward once your front tire is already coming up. Something like this. If I can do it correctly. And then that'll just let you push forward, although you're more prone to spinning out that way. So once we get up here, so you can see I'm having a wonderful time doing this. So a little ninja trick. Alright, so once we're here, no bunny hop really on this one, just kind of go from leaning back to leaning forward. As always, lean into your front tire. And you can kind of roll down here, and you do have a little bit of a ledge, so you can kind of just sit there as long as you're feathering correctly. Basically, once you're on this ramp, you just want to full throttle here once you're balanced, and then try to get as much full momentum and lock your brake on that top to kind of flip over. You don't have to be going super fast, just enough to get your center of gravity up and over that area. Like so. You can also do the ninja trick and just kind of flip over. It's not really necessary though. For this checkpoint and obstacle, I recommend definitely trying to do either a flip or just getting enough air. Basically, the key is lean back, hold back when you're gassing until that front wheel is up and over that last block. And then once your back tire hits that block, just move forward, or even slightly before, just to give an added bunny hop effect. Like so, and as long as you can get at least your head for the checkpoint and both wheels to make sure you're safe. This jump really isn't too hard, the flip is just fine too. It's about the same distance really either way, whichever you prefer. Just make sure not to hit the brakes too hard when you do the front flip, because you lose some momentum and also lose momentum in your flip, so you might not make it all the way around again. Alright, for this obstacle, there's a few ways you can do it. It's similar to the first one where you want to lean forward once you're near the bottom of that log. So something like this. And you can just full throttle it up and past there. I'm trying not to hit that checkpoint just so I can show you multiple ways. It's basically it's like that. The other way to do it is you barely make it up and over like this, so it's essentially the same thing, but you let go of gas about halfway up that jump, and basically you just hit that back, or hit that little downhill slant on top of that log with your back wheel and just hold gas and just hop over that little gap. This will save you some, if you're going for a better platinum time, this will save you some seconds and just give you a little bit of a better time instead of being in the air. Or it might help you if you think you're about to crash. Just go ahead and try and do that if you didn't quite make the jump all the way. And so just like that. But if you're just going for the quickest way and the probably safest way, so just want to lean forward, lean back around the bottom, and then lean forward again. So forward, back, forward, and then just make sure to land on your back tire and go through here. This checkpoint. Alright, and then from here, basically just a bunny hop. You don't really need to lean one way or the other. If you want to lean forward, it does help a little bit. So make sure to lean back and then forward into your front tire again once you're up here. And then again, just full throttle up here, and you should be able to pivot pretty easily. And here's where things start to get a little tricky. So you'll see here I'm on the downhill section. Basically, you want to shoot gas off here and then land without using any gas, and try to land on both wheels at the same time. Maybe your front wheel slightly first, because that'll compress your tires. So let's see here, I can show you basically a little hop, it's a little bounce. So it isn't too much, but when you're gassing, it can be. And try to land near the bottom of this ramp, so somewhere around here, like midway to the bottom. And basically what you want to do is you want to land, and then once your back tire is down, gas, and then bunny hop up here. So if you can listen, or in the replay you'll probably see I'm not really holding gas, I just kind of bounce and then gas slightly to get enough air. And once you can get some grip there, especially with the Phoenix, you can get really grippy and just land right here. Personally, I like to use momentum and just push up and over this next checkpoint. So again, just leaning back, just a little bit of the gas, land down here. You can stop down here and kind of do this bunny hop thing, but personally I just like to time it to where I just kind of bounce, gas, do a bunny hop, and land up here. If you want to be safer about it, you can just kind of land, hit the brakes, make sure not to roll off the edge, and then just, roll back and hopefully not off. But just kind of chill out here and keep crashing for some reason. Some reason being I'm a stupid fool. Anyways, once you're down here, so again, bunny hop, get the traction again, and then push forward, and we're on the next checkpoint. Alright, from here, this is kind of similar to a lot of jumps, especially a couple of jumps in these two last tracks that I'll have videos for soon. Basically, you want to bunny hop and hit that back tire with your front tire still up over your back tires, vertical wise, like height wise, and just make sure to hit it with enough speed to where you can just hop over. It's pretty easy if you can clear that first jump, as long as you just make sure to get a nice good bunny hop and then bunny jump and lands. And then you can just pivot over here to the next checkpoint. Alright, from here, you want to do a bunny hop but not like full speed. You kind of want to let it go once your back tire is just coming off of that jump, and maybe lean forward a little bit just to pivot over. And again, getting your back wheel down is important for this next jump right here. You can kind of do a bunny hop, but not entirely. Also with this jump, you can bail out pretty easily, as long as you don't go, as long as your center of gravity isn't over. As you saw there, I kind of just skip the whole thing, but that's not entirely possible. Basically, you can see you're just kind of pivoting, getting my back tire down. And so if you can get traction on your back tire for a while, you don't even need to bunny hop. You just want to time it, because if you miss time this distance in this jump, it is very difficult. So what I like to do is, what I just did there is land with my front tire first, which will kind of slow my bike down and also compress it for the next jump. And that way my bike doesn't land back tire first and spin me out or anything. So again, that's just back, up, and then you lean forward, get that back tire down, and do a bunny hop, just hold gas. And then you may want to bunny hop off that next jump if you can. So you can't really sit still either. Like some obstacles, you can just kind of sit there and try to figure it out. I mean, you can, but it's very difficult, and also you lose a lot of your momentum, which is kind of what you need to get this next jump. And so let's see if I can land here. So yeah, I kind of let my tire pivot there, and that's fine. And then I can try to kind of feather down here and then hop. That is possible, but very difficult anyways. At least to me it is. And then just easier to get height on this next jump. So basically you just want to bunny hop, and then as all inclines, again, I'll say this a million times, is you land up on your back tire leaning into your front tire, and that's how you land the inclines. And make sure just to have that burst of gas. Don't hold gas the whole time, unless you know you're going to hit it just fine. So that burst of gas to give you full momentum, and then your bike roll back down and just kind of feather it. I didn't feather it very well there, but the idea is still the same. Is that burst of gas leaning into your front tire and making sure to feather. And again, you can bail out of this jump. If you know you're not going to make it, just try to roll back into the jump and try to save yourself a fault. Gaining a few seconds is not that much of a fault. Anyway, so once you're up here, once you get that front wheel up and over, you can just push over like that. You can start from down here, but personally, I like to start by rolling back here to get some more speed. And basically, you just want to push forward around your back tire going into the main ramp here. And basically what I do is, once I get full speed and I notice my tire isn't coming up anymore, it's the key part is pushing forward at the right time. If you push forward too early, that front tire will come up. But if you push forward right as your back tire is going from that little wooden ramp to the big wooden ramp, you don't need to do that too much. You can just let go of the front stick. And then basically you just want to full throttle, and then right as that back tire hits that next ramp, keep your full throttle down, but just tap the front stick forward just a little bit just to get that front wheel down. And do the same thing there. And then it's the last jump. So that's probably one of the most difficult parts of this track, so I'll try to explain it more thoroughly, but it's actually really simple once you get enough speed. So even if you want to start like just practice this like right here, where you're just kind of right above where you need to be leaning forward. So hold forward, you can see there it landed too far down, so we'll go back, forward, let go forward. And then basically just as soon as that back tire hits, you just want to lean, just touch it forward. That way it still stays leaning forward. And then on that last ramp, you can actually hold it forward, just because you don't have to worry about another incline, but for those first two ramps, it's really important. Also on this, you can kind of feather yourself down, but it makes it hard to get your speed back up on this incline, so I recommend just trying to do it all in one foul swoop. It is feasible to do it while feathering, that's fine. But again, the easiest way is just back, push into it, and that back tire is just getting onto this second bigger ramp part. Full throttle up when you land, your front tire will kind of come up a little bit, just hold down on the front stick. And then let go of it right before you get air, and then once you land with your back tire again, lean into it, and then just full throttle it up, and then you can land right there and head over to the finish line. Alright, so hopefully that helped you guys out. Let's check out the replay now. This is my best time, at a rank of 15:09 with 0 faults and just over 1 minute and 0.033 seconds. We'll take a look at the slow motion replay using the Phoenix. Alright, so see me lean forward here, back, that front tire comes up, lean forward again, get that back tire down, do the bunny hop, another bunny hop over this gap. You'll see me brake here just to make sure I control myself. So you see me leaning forward, leaning back, forward again, kind of pivot on that front tire, not so much as I should. And so you see me pushing my front tire, it's okay because my back tire still has enough traction to push me forward. My back tire down, leaning into my front wheel, getting up and over. Just locking my brakes, doing a flip. Just gassing, again, just leaning forward. Barely make this jump, but it's alright. Assuming just leaning into this jump, I do it a little bit early, so I kind of messed it up. And so what I do here is just kind of let my tire roll down and then push up and over, and then use that strategy earlier, just pushing off my back tire. Go up the jump here, messed up a little bit, roll back down. This isn't really the best time in the world, but it suffices to show you guys what I was doing. So you see me roll up here, leaning into my front tire, pivoting over this checkpoint. Okay, so now you'll see me just kind of roll down this hill, and then I'll gas once I'm on the downhill. See that little burst of gas. And then so I land front tire first, see how compressed my tires are. Hit that gas as my tires are decompressing, land right there to get my back tire down, push forward, and then just lock my brakes on this just to make sure I can back up. Get that front tire up to the bunny hop, land with my front tire above my back tire, bounce on this next one, and then I do kind of do like a ninja-ish trick thing here where I just kind of lock my brakes and then get my back tire to push me off. Not really necessary, but I guess it worked out. Just kind of recompose myself here, so leaning back, still leaning back, get that bunny hop, just get that back tire down, so not really the ideal situation, but it worked out. So my front tire hit first, then my back tire, so both are compressed and hopping now. Into my front tire, it's that burst of gas, I'll let go, roll back down a little bit, feather, get my tire up over here, and then roll down, and then I believe I back up to get myself that momentum. This is where you need to watch. With these jumps I can try to explain it, but it's kind of hard for me to explain in slow time, so hopefully I'll be able to do it in my full replay, this slow motion, if that makes sense. So it's going back, pushing forward as I'm getting up to this jump. So now you'll see I'm still leaning forward, but my front wheel's coming up a little bit. So you'll see me let go of my stick right there, so if you're looking at the bottom of the screen you can see it to center because I let go of it. Back tire hits, you see the stick still to the right there, leaning into it there. I'll let go of it again up in the air, as you can see. And then when my back tire hits, I lean into the front stick again. And then you can let go of gas a little bit early if you want to shave off some air time there. Not really too important if you're just going for the platinum. Push over just over a minute and there's a platinum medal. So I'll look at the full replay now, and then as always you guys just tweet at me or use YouTube comments and I can make this for you guys. I should have all these videos up pretty soon. And then I'll go back to doing the regular tracks, or like the easiest tracks from the main game. I really guess that's about it. Just make sure to pay attention to the triggers and sticks if you're having any real trouble, especially near the end. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.